Hello and welcome to the Autoimmune Tipping Point. I'm Josie Warren, the Autoimmune Expert. And before we get started, I want you to sign up for my free master course. The link is in the description below. In this master course, you're going to learn why you developed hypothyroidism, why everything you've been doing has not worked, why doctors and specialists have hypothyroidism all wrong. And most importantly, you're going to learn how to permanently resolve hypothyroidism and go back to being a normal, healthy person again. Now, today we're going to answer the question, is hypothyroidism a disease? And I want you to know, I understand what it's like to have hypothyroidism. I struggled for many years to actually even get diagnosed. And that was one of the hardest parts for me. I mean, I had the symptoms. My hair was falling out. I was fatigued. I had brain fog. I was gaining weight and I didn't understand why. Yet when I went to my endocrinologist and had my thyroid levels tested, I tested in the normal range. And so they told me I was fine, but I knew that I wasn't. I knew based on how I felt every day when I woke up and the struggle I had to get through my days, that there was something really wrong with me and there was something really wrong with my body. And yet I didn't know who to trust. And in the years it took me to get properly diagnosed, I started to think I was going crazy and to lose trust and faith in myself. Now, thankfully, I'm 8 years completely healthy. I no longer have hypothyroidism. And in this video at the end, I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to resolve it. And I want you to know that you can do the exact same thing. And it all happens without supplements, without medication, and without food protocols. And so let's dive into hypothyroidism. What is it? Now, hypothyroidism is a condition which causes an underactive thyroid. So that thyroid gland does not produce enough thyroid hormone. Now, here in the United States, and this is from the National Institute of Health, they say that over 5% of the US population over the age of 12 has hypothyroidism. I mean, that's a shocking number of people, and 80% of these are women. Now, the scary thing to me is that there's a lot of misinformation, miscommunication, confusion around hypothyroidism. Doctors and scientists can't agree. Is it coming from Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disease? Is it a condition unto itself? That no one has a singular answer. And the problem is that endocrinologists are diagnosing hypothyroidism at such a high rate, yet aren't solid and sure of what actually causes it, and they don't know how to permanently resolve it. That's a problem. Because also, get this, true hypothyroidism is rare, meaning hypothyroidism as a condition unto itself where the thyroid is the problem and not because of Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Now, true hypothyroidism can happen from congenital hypothyroidism, meaning it happens at birth. It can happen from full or partial thyroid surgery. It can happen from thyroid radiation treatment and also from some medications. Now, hypothyroidism is also known as, listen up, underactive thyroid disease. Now, what I'm about to share with you changes everything, and you need to hear this having hypothyroidism. 90% of hypothyroidism is actually Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disease. And so what I'm saying is that if you've been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, there is a 90% chance that you actually have the autoimmune disease Hashimoto's. This is what was true for me. And so this is also backed up by a research study, a famous one called Autoimmunity and Hypothyroidism. They found this, that 90% of diagnosed hypothyroidism actually Hashimoto's. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering, how could this happen? How could doctors get this so wrong? Well, Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, they share the exact same symptom, the thyroid gland underproducing thyroid hormone. But with hypothyroidism, the problem is truly the thyroid. With Hashimoto's, the problem is the overactive immune system. And endocrinologists and your doctors, they don't have a solution for autoimmune diseases, and thus they rarely test for it. Instead, they test us for our thyroid levels and stop there, diagnosing us with hypothyroidism when unfortunately there's a 90% chance that we actually have the autoimmune disease Hashimoto's. Now, to me, this is just unbelievable. It's problematic. And those of you with hypothyroidism, I urge you, get tested for Hashimoto's. Now, I have some good news, but before I share that, please like, subscribe, and also share this video with your loved ones with hypothyroidism. There is a way out, and I'm sharing that in this video. They don't have to have hypothyroidism forever. And so the good news is you want to be diagnosed with Hashimoto's, because Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease, and there's something you can do having an autoimmune disease. Now, an autoimmune disease is a condition in which your body's immune system becomes overactive, mistakenly attacking the very tissues and organs it was designed to protect. So whether you have Hashimoto's or lupus or MS or celiac or one of those 92 autoimmune diseases out there, they all have the same root cause, the same origin, your overactive immune system. That's really important because all you need to do to resolve hypothyroidism or any other autoimmune is get your immune system back to normal functioning. Now, this tells us what hypothyroidism, aka Hashimoto's, is not coming from. It's not coming from the Epstein-Barr virus or the leaky gut, genetics, toxins, bacteria, antigens, pathogens. The sole source is the overactive immune system. You can't get better treating the thyroid. You have to treat the immune system. And unfortunately, what doctors and specialists are telling you to do for hypothyroidism does not work on your immune system. So no medication, no supplement, or no food protocol will ever get your immune system back to normal functioning. So it makes no sense. They're telling us to do things for the symptoms with no chance of actually resolving hypothyroidism. This is called symptom management. And in my free master course, I dive into the harsh truth about symptom management and why what you've been doing for your hypothyroidism has not worked. Now, let's talk about how to permanently resolve hypothyroidism by regulating your immune system and doing it all without supplements, medication, or food protocols. Now, it all starts with, listen to this, suppressed emotional stress. Suppressed emotional stress is actually what has caused your immune system to become weakened. And over time, suppressed emotional stress has caused your body to move into the sympathetic nervous system into a state of fight or flight. And this is really important. Stuck here in fight or flight, your immune system became overactive, started attacking your thyroid, thus resulting in Hashimoto's thyroiditis, aka hypothyroidism. And so the simple solution to resolve hypothyroidism, simply turn off your fight or flight mechanism. When fight or flight finally turns off, your body can move from the sympathetic nervous system, where it is now with hypothyroidism, into the parasympathetic nervous system, where it naturally regains its adaptive state of homeostasis. And back in homeostasis, your immune system goes back to normal functioning, stops attacking your thyroid, and thus Hashimoto's, also known as hypothyroidism, permanently resolves, as do all of your symptoms like hair loss and brain fog, fatigue, and body pain. So all you need to do is turn off your fight or flight. This is what I did. It's why I no longer have hypothyroidism anymore. And to learn how to turn off your fight or flight mechanism, watch my free master course. Again, the link is in the description below. In this free master course, you're going to learn why you developed Hashimoto's, aka hypothyroidism, why everything you've been doing hasn't worked, why doctors and specialists have hypothyroidism all wrong, and most important, how do you turn off your fight or flight mechanism, move from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic, permanently resolving your hypothyroidism and all of your symptoms. I am so glad that you are here. Again, number one, I want you to know 90% chance you don't have hypothyroidism. Like me, you actually have Hashimoto's. That is what I found out. And then knowing that, all you have to do is turn off fight or flight. I want you to know that there is a way out. You do not have to have hypothyroidism forever. Your body can heal. It can self-repair. It just needs the right steps of how to do so. And that is what the autoimmune tipping point is all about.